And glad to have your company tonight, joining you straight from the heart of Africa, Kigali. My name is Sam Kalisa. To our top story tonight. Kigali authorities have noted that upgrading city's road network will enable traffic to continue moving normally, even during the upcoming Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, now just 1 week away. We do have the report with Serge Nore.
A lot is happening in Rwanda as the country prepares to host CHOGM, but nothing could be more obvious than the road construction activities in the capital city that do not appear to cease day or night, completely transforming areas that were previously notorious for crippling traffic jams. Chichichiro's trading center used to be a place to get stuck in traffic at the worst possible time while trying to get to work. But after this highway is complete, traffic movement will be flawless.
They used to be very small, with a lot of traffic and many accidents, with cyclists getting knocked down by vehicles almost every day. This highway will address all of that. Also, its size means we will be able to use it even when the visitors will be here for their meeting, with neither party disrupting the other's activities.
You can see for yourself that the traffic jams are going to be eliminated because vehicles will now have their own assigned portions of the highway, depending on the direction they are heading in. And the flyover is certainly a strategic addition to the road network. Also, the traffic police personnel will not have to work as hard because directing all that traffic was proving to be a strain for them. Kigali residents say they are ready to receive the many visitors that will descend on the city.
We always keep our area clean. It is not just because of CHOGM. Officials use this road all the time, and we have never been criticized for a lack of cleanliness because hygiene is important to us and is upheld.
Kigali city authorities have reiterated that traffic will not be disrupted during CHOGM. In line with that initiative, some Maram roads are being upgraded so that they can be used. But even the bigger new roads that are being constructed will be used as well. As for the flow of traffic around the city, that will not be affected and residents will be able to get around as usual because when certain roads will be used for the event, it will be communicated and it will always be for just a limited period of time, allowing residents to plan their movements around the schedule or just use the alternate routes that will be available. With such options, CHOGM should not disrupt the movement of regular citizens. The government is also keen to remind Rwandans that the country has a reputation to live up to.
Kuba warikingije COVID-19 mu buryo bwuzuye ni ikintu cy'ingenzi cyane mu kwakira abashyitsi kuko bizatuma hatabaho ubwandu.
People need to be fully vaccinated. That way COVID-19 infections will be minimized and even the few that get sick will not be critical. That is why we are calling on all who are eligible to get booster shots before the meeting begins. Second is to do your job well. Don't stop engaging in your legitimate economic activities. Instead, do them better than ever before. We all need to be presentable, even your children playing in front of your house, because after all, these are the things our culture always required. As for service delivery, especially in the hospitality sector, in places like hotels, the utmost professionalism must be upheld. You need to show the visitors that the things they heard about our hospitality are true, because they will be coming here expecting it. If they were told that we take pride in our cleanliness, that is what they should find here. Cleanliness.
More than 5,000 delegates are expected in Kigali for the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, and all 54 member states will be represented.
People who work in the financial sector here in Rwanda agree that people who need to use technology while buying and paying for various services don't face difficulties, be it those who use mobile phones or POS machines. However, economic experts point out that there is need to increase such machines because there are still few. Olive Nete has more on the report.
Franklin Chirawo is explaining how they help a customer that comes to purchase goods in their supermarket to easily pay using the machine, even when the client is a foreigner. It is not allowed to pay with dollars, but we use Visa cards and smart cards. He can use the card in the POS. Even if his card is $4, we receive the payment in Rwandan francs. We are happy for this coming Chogam, and we are ready to assist our clients when needed. Bhargav Patel from India already paid for the products bought with the help of the debit card. He notes that the transaction was smooth.
There is no problem. Yeah, easily I can make anywhere the payments, and another that I have an excess pay from my phone, so I can buy my airtime, or if I need cash power, I am easily buying from my phone, so I don't need to go some banks or something to visit, and it's everything is done from my phone, so I'm very happy with the payment system.
Valence Rutesha, the head of the legal department team at the Rwanda Bankers Association, points out that even foreigners with money of their currency on their mobile phones can afford to pay for goods and services.
But they can also go to points of sale where the POS machines can be used, where the foreigner, like any other local citizen, can use the card, the Visa card or MasterCard, to purchase anything using the points of sale machines. But also around Kigali there are many forex bureaus, but banks also give forex services to exchange different currencies so that they can be used at the local market.
The Chief Executive Officer of the RSwitch, National E-Payment System, Matthew Rwireka, notes that financial institutions in Rwanda have the ability to receive various kinds of currencies and exchange it into Rwandan currency.
There are several options to pay digitally. We are currently into a move to mobilize institutions and people to adopt cashless means of payment, which means a visitor will be able to pay through a POS device. He may even want to withdraw the money and deposit it into his wallet, or even directly transfer the money to his wallet, which is what we are encouraging. But also there are also online payment options. A visitor may want to pay from his hotel room directly using different payment gateways, which we facilitate in availing to the banks and to the providers of these services. From all accounts in the world, Rwanda is prepared to give them payment options.
The economic expert Straton Habyarimana points out that there is need to add POS machines usually used for various transactions using Visa cards and MasterCards.
Ugasanga kugira ngo tuzagire kuri urwo rwego rw'uko uburyo bw'imwishyurane buba bwakwirakwiye ahantu hose haracyari urugendo, ariko mu mujyi hagati muri za supermarket.
Much needs to be done for us to reach the level of being able to make transactions with no barriers. In hotels and supermarkets, they do not face such challenges because they use the system, and I think that a foreigner in need of such services has access to it in those premises. Another challenge we usually face is that the system only applies for Visa and MasterCards, but if a foreigner comes with Union Pay, American Express, he or she would face difficulties when making transactions because the system does not allow such cards for payments. But the good thing is that sometimes there are people who make it easier for those foreigners with such cards like PayPal to pay, but that is only possible in high reputable places. But it is still a problem because it is not yet being used by other traders such as those who do small businesses conducted in neighborhoods. That kind of system is not yet applicable to those people.
Currently, POS machines used for various transactions are 27 per 100,000 people, a figure that is still very low when it comes to service delivery. Olive Nete, RTV News.
The youth of Rwanda have prepared a declaration to be presented to the heads of state that will be attending the 26th Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. This document entails challenges faced by the youth and how they can be addressed. Olive continues.
The Commonwealth Youth Forum will be held in Kigali from the 19th to the 21st of this month. It is expected to be attended by more than 300 young people from the member countries of this organization. The Rwandan youth expresses their expectations from this forum.
We will gain much from this meeting because we will be able to meet young people from various countries that make up the Commonwealth. We will share ideas as the youth of countries that make the Commonwealth, as we are the engine for our country's development.
This will be a good opportunity for young people to present the problems they usually meet in various sectors on a daily basis. It is not only expressing the problems, but we as Rwandans usually find solutions for our problems. We shall also address the challenges. Alodi Radukunda, the coordinator of the National Youth Council, who is also the co-chair of the Commonwealth Youth Forum, notes that they prepared the document which will be presented to presidents of various states that makes up the Commonwealth. The document entails challenges faced by the youth, such as climate change, unemployment, and many others, but the youth will also be presenting their role in addressing those challenges.
We have a youth declaration that has been prepared by the youth of the 54 countries within the Commonwealth. Within that youth declaration, essentially what we're talking about, we're saying these are the issues that the youth are facing as of now. Not just as of now, but also in the future, because we're looking at the future as well. When we look at that youth declaration, we're not just talking about, the issues themselves. We wanted to also make sure that we give some sort of actionable steps that governments can take to address those problems. Some of the examples that we're looking at is essentially climate change. For example, climate change is something that is already actually having impact now in terms of food security, in terms of displacement of people. We're already seeing the impact of climate change. So when we look at that, we're saying, okay, in the next 10 years, what are some of the issues that will be coming out specifically on that? So can we maybe look at the policies that governments can implement to make sure that we're addressing those? Not just policy that would then look at the climate act.
The Youth Forum will also include an exhibition under the name Kigali Startup Festival, where various young people, including Rwandans, will showcase their activities. Iradukunda Yvonne Emanuela is among the youth that will participate in the exhibition. She has an agricultural project. It is a great opportunity, and it is also beneficial because some of our products may be new or not known to the people who will be attending the forum. They will leave the country knowing that there are products made from hibiscus, such as tea bags and so many others, so that when needed, I'll be able to provide to them and also widen the Rwandan market, as well as promote Made in Rwanda products. The coordinator of the National Youth Council, Alodi Radukunda, also pointed out that the Startup Festival was planned by the organizing committee of the Youth Forum to support the projects of the youth.
There is a number of side events along with the Chogam that have been prepared and introduced to make sure that the youth use that chance that we've been given. This is a huge platform, in essence, right? There is going to be people representing 54 countries in the Commonwealth. That already is a big asset for the youth of Rwanda to be able to present their ideas, their business ideas, and be able to grow them. So we're looking at things like the Startup Festival. That's something that's open to the youth of Rwanda, where they'll be competing for, of course, financial support, but not just financial support. They'll be able to also sort of get those voices in the room to give them ideas on how they can improve their business ideas.
The participants of the Commonwealth Youth Forum are representatives of more than 1 billion young people living in member countries of the Commonwealth. This youth is up to 60% of the population of English-speaking countries. The forum has the theme of taking charge of our future. Olive Nete, RTV News.
Sector and cell councillors in Nyarugenge district have completed a training course aimed at increasing the knowledge of what their responsibilities are. The Minister of Local Government, while concluding this training, urged them to be advisors the country needs. Some of the councillors from Nyarugenge district said that training will help them to be more effective in representing the community.
bizadufasha rero.
It will help us to put in place what we pledged and what we learned. I have learned that the citizen is the basis of every work we do. Fred Musime, Executive Director of the Citizen Right and Development, CRD, which partnered with the Nyarugenge district in organizing the training, commented on what is expected of these councillors. We organized the training in all sectors of Nyarugenge district, targeting councillors because they live and work with citizens on a daily basis. As people who were elected, we wanted to give them basic knowledge to perform their duties in order to enhance citizens' role in policies meant for them, good governance and human rights. The Minister of Local Government, Gatabazi Jean-Marie Vianney, called on these trained councillors to prioritize citizens in all their endeavors.
Abajyanama ni bamwe bagomba kwigisha abaturage no kubafasha.
Councillors have a role to teach citizens and enlighten them on programs meant for their development. So they should understand citizens even better and know what's bothering them so that they can work with other authorities to find solutions to those issues. The Minister of Local Government, Gatabazi Jean-Marie Vianney, also noted that the training program for local leaders will go on because if elected, leaders do not understand their responsibilities, they perform them wrongly. Families with loved ones at the Iwawa Rehabilitation Center are expressing gratitude that the government is going to facilitate them with the visitation difficulties they were facing that include the costs of traveling to and from the facility and the time they were allowed to spend with those being rehabilitated.
Those who have been rehabilitated at the center since 2010 when it first opened say it has truly helped to turn their lives around. Taking a child who was never raised by his parents and instilling knowledge within him and giving him advice that sinks in is like giving him a master's degree after he completes university. We therefore thank our country for giving us what our parents could not. I do not believe anything can convince me to go back to the life I left behind. Today I am no longer taken to centers for street children. No one can come and take me away from my work now. People like Eric remember, however, how difficult it was to get visitors while at Iwawa, despite the need for such communication with loved ones. A rehabilitation center is not an orphanage, and there you will find people who have failed in society and are usually at odds with their family members. Because they were not visited during the rehabilitation process, it means they will have a lot of convincing to do after they get out. The primary reason for the lack of visits given by those with loved ones at Iwawa is the cost of going out to the island on Lake Kivu, a minimum of 46,000 Rwandan francs for those traveling from Kigali, which is where the vast majority of visitors come from. And so the government has decided to step in and help with that cost. The government is going to cover the cost of the boat rides, and we thank the government for giving us our own boat for that purpose. It is important that these children are rehabilitated while in contact with their parents, otherwise the process is not as effective as it should be. Certainly the rehabilitation process cannot end at Iwawa, Nyamagabe or Jitagata, and we should all understand that the child is to be followed up on even after returning to their family members. During a meeting between the National Rehabilitation Service and people with loved ones at the Iwawa Rehabilitation Center, a committee of representatives of families from every province of the country and Kigali city was elected so that it can organize visits to the island with its 3,520 people currently being rehabilitated at the center.
We appreciate the privilege of your time on this particular edition of Rwanda Television News and whatever we filed for you throughout the week. And on behalf of the entire news and technical team that made it happen, many thanks for being with us. My name is Sam Kalisa. Stay safe and have a fruitful week ahead. Goodbye.